Greetings to you all, and hello. I don't know whether Facebook is going to allow my broadcast to be up today. I really don't care. But I would not stop speaking to this nonetheless. So if you can, as you join the broadcast, let me know whether you can see and you can also hear this broadcast clearly. Thereafter, please share it as quickly as you can. I don't normally ask you to do this, but we saw what happened to the previous broadcast when I spoke to Dharamlall and how I feel about this whole situation. I spoke as well to what I intend to do today. I'm in Georgetown now. In an hour and a half, I shall be before the State House, standing there in protest. I'll be streaming live. I would not be able to do certain things I would normally do because I'm familiar with what security protocols entail. So I'm fine with that. I'm not somebody who disobeys laws of a country. I'm not like these criminals we have in Parliament and House of Assembly in many cases. So we know Facebook is going to try to censor my broadcast because it shall be reported, and that's what they do. The PPP has elements who would report this broadcast, who shall do everything in their power, and they pay, actually, to have systems in place to prevent certain people from being able to reach the public. Remember when Jagdeo had the Sugate situation, and Vice News was going to air the matter about Jagdeo. The night when they published that tape, that interview, we were all blocked out. When we tried to even do an interview or to do mini sessions and use clippings from that thing, the PPP ensured that it was blocked so that Guyanese didn't have a chance to see Jagdeo's innocence. It's interesting. I can't post the video on YouTube as some of you suggest because I have to get the link from Facebook to put the video on YouTube. So unless I have two cameras running simultaneously, which I don't, I would not be able to upload that video to YouTube. So just know how this works. But Facebook will have to get a link from Facebook. And if the link is incomplete, which I tried to do, I cannot have that uploaded. Because the app that I use to transform or to convert Facebook links to YouTube links cannot work. They blocked everything. I don't mind. Because if someone is as innocent, I don't see why you have to go to this extent as a political party to try to stop Guyanese from seeing what you have done. So if you're around me now and you have screen recording, your phone hit screen record and record them saying if that's possible. So we'll have this out here to deal with these people. We have to use, as Jagdeo said, social media. He said it. He said it at Port Morant that Port Morant where he was, that at Babu John, that he knew that social media brought them down in 2015. Those are Jagdeo's words, not mine. He said social media caused their demise in 2015. So they're doing that which they know, which is to prevent social media from being effective in exposing what they really are. Now, please, as I said today at 3 o'clock, I don't care if I stand alone. You all know me already. And I don't mind if you want to try to make me another Crummy Wing, Courtney Crummy Wing. That doesn't bother me either. I stand. You downloaded it? I hope you got the entire thing. I stand. Some people said if you have a computer desktop, you're able to get it, or maybe a laptop. So try that and see if you can get that other broadcast I did yesterday. But I'm standing here because not of this girl. I'm standing because Dharamlall is a public figure. He's paid with my money. He is a social character. He is a public representative. If you don't know, he's considered an official or a constitutional representative. I'm not playing with that. I'm not playing with this foolishness. So if Dharamlall is going to have so many accusations leveled against him, I am saying what Desmond Hoyt did to Corbyn must be done to Dharamlall. Because the PP is exposing their own hand when they're trying to block people from saying what they need to say, instead of doing what Hoyt did. Hoyt said to Corbyn, resign until your matter is cleared. How is the PPP better than the PNC and you can't even do something so simple? And you all know I don't support the PNC, not this one. But let's call right what is right and wrong what is wrong. How could Hoyt tell Corbyn that in the light of sexual allegations made against you, harassment and assault, resign until your matter is cleared? In other words, if your name is not cleared, you're not coming back. So what makes Dharamlall, who has far more accusations leveled against him than Corbyn. Why is he still sitting here in Guyana now, being protected from having to answer in the court of law? I am here today to speak to, and you can blog this all you want, Zuckerberg, you hen. I'm here to speak to the likes of Manik Chan and all y'all, because according to what has been reported, Priya said that she went to offer the child whatever assistance and all these different things. For what? Would you offer somebody who said nothing? So out of the blue, somebody saying something. Just a little fictitious story, a little Nancy story is in Guyana. And just like that, you go to meet with the person. What led? And this is what Priya Manichan has to come forward and say to me and us as Guyanese people. What led you to having a conversation with this person? What led you to say you want to talk to the person? What is it? Can the CEO speak to this as well? The CEO, the Chief Education Officer? What led anyone from the Ministry of Education to say they want to talk to this girl? Let me take this step by step for you all today before I go and stand in front of our State House. Ali doesn't own it. He is inhabiting that at our behest because we own the State House. It's called State House. State means what the people own, or the people. So let me get this clear. A girl reportedly wrote a letter to the president, the man who's paid to be president. That's why I see Ali to be, because there's nothing clear about the election of 2020 that makes Ali a president. So the man who's paid to be president, who refused for the court, according to the Jaglion on it, refused for the court to hear an election petition to clear his name. Okay? Now, if someone, an Ali, issued a statement based on that said letter, so let's go step by step here. How can someone report that they were buggered, which is to have anal intercourse forcefully so, because she said no and Dharamlall did it, according to the report in this letter, which is tantamount to rape, sodomy, which is a crime. Even if you do it willingly, it's a crime. Much more forcefully. How could somebody send such a letter according to what the media said? And Ali acknowledged. And Ali didn't call the police. I'm going to stand in front of State House today as a father, not as a preacher. I'm standing as a father, as a Guyanese man who's concerned about how officials in our administrations, they're not the government. The government is, the people are the government, which includes the administration, which is the PPP, the opposition, which is the PNC or AP and UFC. It includes also Schumann's party and whoever you all are. I'm going to stand in front of State House today as a man at 3 o'clock. Why am I standing there? Because I'm saying to you that if someone, according to what Ali admitted, would have written a letter to him, the first person you should call is the police. What gives Priya or anyone the right to go to offer help to somebody who says, alleges that they were raped by a minister or by anybody? I am still angry, and I would not cease from being angry because the 20 children who died in Madhya and this girl, there's no difference in my book. Because you killed somebody here, if she indeed would have been assaulted, and now she has to recant, you have killed that person. I don't care what surrounds it, because in the broadcast I said I told you all from yesterday what these people will do. I told you that. I told you that I would not be surprised if certain things are done so the story could have a different outcome. Didn't I tell you all that if you saw the broadcast? Did I not tell you all that I know these people and that I know that before 24 hours have passed, they are going to have mechanisms in place for this story to have a whole new spin? Didn't I tell you that? Oh, I told you that. So how could you tell me that somebody took the time to write to Irfan Ali, who in a media engagement admitted that he's going to launch an investigation because he's not tolerating any bad behavior? You don't launch an investigation, Irfan Ali. You send the police officers through Hicking to deal with the matter. You are not a criminal investigator. So how Priya could say she went to talk to somebody to offer help? Y'all can block me all you want. Report this to Facebook too. And let's see what Facebook can find on this broadcast to say that, okay then, you could do that. Somebody said you can bring candles. Bring candles. We like candle and dinner all if you want, Daniel. Brunel. I don't mind. I'm wearing white today. See this white I'm wearing here? To defend the purity of our children because it's been raped away from them. Our children, including the 20 in Madhya, have been raped of their rights as Guyanese people. And y'all could take this all you want. You could bow and hide and duck. I don't care. Somebody said they're messing with the broadcast. They can't start already, man. I am going to stand today. I'm already in Georgetown. Why am I going to stand today, people? Why am I standing today? I'm telling you all why I'm standing today. Because our children, 20 of them were murdered. And don't blame no one girl. Because that one girl didn't put any grill in any building to lock anybody inside. I'm standing because if my daughter goes to her teacher or to Priya Manik Chand or to Irfan Ali and says, listen to me, Irfan Ali, in a letter or whatever it is, I have been raped by a man. How the hell can you tell me that you're offering her help? The law is that if she reports a crime to you, you are supposed to send her to the police. You're not supposed to tamper with anybody by offering them help. I am standing because Dharamlall has to go. I don't buy whatever fool she shall tell me. This is unacceptable in every sense of the word. Dharamlall has to go. Ali, you should resign too. Priya should resign because there's no way that you can tell me somebody made an accusation that is so scathing and the best you could do is go to try to reach the person instead of taking them to the police. And you shouldn't take them to the police either. You should have nothing to do with this person. You should have nothing to do with the person. You should have the law enforcement to take that course. As corrupt as they are. At least I'll give you credit if you say, listen, we call the police right away because we're not playing with this. If you told me you called Child Care Protection Agency, I'll say, listen to me. Listen here, man. I give you credit because at least you did something. But don't tell me that you go to offer help and offer all the assistance she wanted. What assistance do you need if somebody rape you? You need justice. Now, those y'all who putting this child photographs up all over the place need to stop. This is a child. I'm yelling at limit. I don't care how you feel about this girl. You're not supposed to have a 16-year-old child who said she was raped. Don't have a photograph all over the place. Now, if you are of the view so what's somebody asking me here? Lyndon Zion, that must be a fake account. Are you a political leader or a so-called preacher? What I'm not is a donkey like you. I'm a person with sense. And either one, if I'm a political leader or a preacher, I still have authority to speak as a man, which is what your preachers don't do. You eat grass, you don't think. Because preachers are supposed to cry aloud and spare not. Don't spare anybody. That's what preachers are supposed to do. What should a political leader do? Stand and fight for people. So which one am I? You bona fide idiot. You should not be showing this girl's photograph. This is wrong. That's a child. She's 16 years old. More than likely to save myself, the person may say, listen, I want to save myself from all this embarrassment, so I never said it. You shouldn't do that. If there's anyone who should be photographed or should have the image splashed all across the world, it should be the person who is accused. I am standing in Georgetown today in 1 hour and 50 minutes from now. 1 hour, 15 minutes from now, I'm standing in front of my state house that we Guyanese own to represent the cause of all girls, including the 20 in Madhya, the 19 in Madhya, and the one little boy, and this case here. Even if the girl said it didn't happen, I'm standing because the circumstances and the chain of events that have occurred since then make no sense to me. None. What stupidness you telling me? If somebody says she didn't do something, how you got some letter floating around now whereby the child signed in the presence of a superintendent of police? Wait, Wait a minute. If somebody says, I didn't do this, how do you ask somebody have to sign in the company of some police officer, according to what I'm seeing on social media? This looks normal to y'all. Does this look normal to you? Does this appear, and I'm standing there in peaceful protest? If you have any barriers up on the road that I can stand peaceful in front of my state house, Hicken, y'all are wrong. Because Ali doesn't own state house. I have come to Georgetown. I am in Georgetown. Because since some leaders in this country can't move, and you all don't know what to do. So I've come to Georgetown. If my child is able to say that something happened and that name of that child, why do you have, look what the one who asked the question is. Let me show you all him. Look him there, see? That's the same one who asked the question just now. Watch him outside. The same one who asked if I'm a preacher or a political leader, that's you right outside. I didn't know you were right by my bus. What are you doing on my vehicle? What are you doing by my vehicle? You just asked the question and you show up right behind my bus? I didn't know you were in such close proximity to me. I guess I sent you to see where I am. There is no way that this child, or a child, any child in this country, can make such an accusation. And then, the person said it wasn't me. It was some woman, somebody's account, somebody hacked something, and that's, all right, fine. All of that is said after public figures said that this man has to be dealt with. There are many exchanges and conversation between this girl and somebody else, who she called and said, listen, I have a problem. This man is by my house and he's talking to my parents and all of that. We have a little problem here because this story doesn't make sense to me. How could my child come to say to me, or somebody says, listen, this person raped me. And then the Minister of Education says, well, I went to speak to Nigel London's daughter to see what help I can offer her. Really, Priya? Would you try that? Would you try that? We have Digicel, we have GT&T, we have E-Networks, we have cameras at the Sleeping Hotel, I think that was mentioned in some report. We have all of that available to us. Can we just run the cameras? Can we just as well have the phone taken from the child? Dharamlall said he couldn't find his phone, is that what Ali said? He couldn't find his phone. Boy, this country is amazing. To know that a man who's paid $2+ or almost $3 million a month living in State House at our behest. We pay Ali. And that's the best he could do in reference to defending the cause of our children. Irfan Ali, there's something called dereliction of duty. When you fail to do what you paid to do. And as an official of the state, you are paid to do the right thing. If Dharamlall couldn't, between Thursday, Friday, and today, it's 10 minutes to 2, make one video like Ali like to go on Facebook and speak to his innocence, I have a problem. Because Dharamlall is an employee of the state, of the people of Guyana. We employ Dharamlall. He's a public servant. He's a public servant. How could a public servant who has yet another accusation? This is not the first one. This is not the second one. Another accusation hitting social media. Remember the one where they had him and they say his penis was out showing some girl or something? Okay, fine. He said it wasn't him. So how are you telling me? How are you telling me that this public figure who's our servant cannot come forward and make one statement about this situation? Is it likely that if he comes to do a live broadcast, somebody come and say, don't talk. Don't you dare say a word because you did this to me? Would this be a Me Too movement starting in Guyana here? I don't know. What I do know is that in 1 hour and 8 minutes from now, I'll be in front of the State House. Standing, it seems the other people intend to come stand with me. I tell you, your Saturdays are not that busy. And even if you're an Adventist, you're supposed to stand for a good cause. If one sheep is missing, said Yeshua HaMashiach, and it's in the ditch, and it's the Shabbat, the shepherd will go and find that one sheep, because it's not bad to do something good on Shabbat. So if today's your Shabbat, you could come out and stand for one sheep. In this case, you're standing for 21 of them and more. Come on, man. All right, let's go a step further. Although it is not admissible in court, let's do the polygraph test, Dharamlall. Put him in a polygraph test, Ali. For the whole, bring the cameras in the room and say, all right, then, we'll ask you questions since you're innocent, and you'll answer. Bring the same girl who said it didn't happen. Bring her too. Bring her mother and her father. Bring everybody involved and say, now, you sit here, and you will answer this test and take a polygraph test before the nation of Guyana and the world. Because remember, the PPP said the whole world saw going to trying to rig an election. Well, let the whole world see, you take a polygraph test, and let's get the result. How difficult is that? How hard is it for you to take a lie detector test? The hell you telling me? Somebody, you could suddenly change, all stories change so quickly? Within 24 hours, everything has changed? Take a polygraph test. Take a lie detector test. Let's see how truthful you are. So whether this girl said it didn't happen, it wasn't her, I don't care. I'm standing beyond you. I'm standing for the fact that a matter hit the media that a letter was written to Irfan Ali. Priya Manichan, according to the media and her, went to offer help. That's where I'm standing. Because this protocol of dealing with rape with schoolgirls, with this fella, isn't working for me. I'm standing because if any child in Guyana reports that they were raped, no Minister of Education must go visit them. That's what I'm standing for. I'm waiting for you to try, Dharamlall, to come forward and say it wasn't you, and you never did it. That's what I want you to do. But I'm telling you all, I know about something called a rope. And it always has an end, no matter how long it is, as the old people normally told me. Are you women in Guyana and in Georgetown afraid to come to stand with me in front of our State House? Are you scared to stand? This is peaceful. I don't tolerate uncomely behavior. Please. We standing to show these people that we are far more cultured and we have far more sense. And we standing there for a cause. We will not let it disintegrate to stupidity. If the police come to harass us, we still won't let this disintegrate. The world will see live what they're doing to us. So if anybody says that you went to offer help to this child, you should be before the court. Somebody said, please read this. Let me read it. The girl told me personally she had plans of going around it. They either scared the child or paid hush money. The girl told me, Lord is saying, the girl told me personally, you hear that? She had a plan of going around it. They either scare the child or pay the hush money. This is, I'm reading live here, Guyanese, y'all need to see. Are you buying this foolishness? Are you buying this nonsense? PPP, y'all don't know when you're good. Let me tell you something. And I don't want y'all to take me the wrong way, please. I beg y'all, don't take me wrongly here. If you have sense, you have to know how to handle situations. You have to know when you have a window of opportunity to fix things. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if you murder somebody, there's a window. Don't go running, hiding all over the place and all the rest of it, because there's a window where you can do what is right And even the court says because you came forward, because you admitted, because you did whatever it is and in a fit of rage you acted, we will reduce it to manslaughter. Even the court does that. There's a window when you can make it right. When you dig a deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper hole and think that you're smart, you people, civic people, life bites you. So there's somebody here, Lauren, who's saying that the girl spoke to him. The others who said the girl spoke to them. So how is it that this person is now saying they have no clue about what happened? Are we going to buy that as Guyanese? There's something called obstruction of justice. Obstruction of justice, if you try to go and tell a rape victim, don't tell anybody and we'll try to help you. What can we do for you? Or you don't say don't tell anybody, but you want to be smart. What can we do? You want some counseling? We have counselors available to help you. That is obstruction of justice. There's obstruction of justice in your preventing the course of justice from being run. I have 1 hour left. Wherever you are in the city, I'm not going to stand there forever. I don't believe in standing for 5 hours for any protest. I'm standing there for 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I'll be broadcasting live my concerns from the front of State House, which will be an Avenue of the Republic. I'm going to stand there. I'm going to stand there because this has to stop. When Barry Ramsarup told the woman she needs to be slapped and stripped naked, what happened? What happened? Jag didn't condemn it. I tell her that. So things I said yesterday, Facebook wanted to block me for, I say it today. OC slapped the girl. It was caught live on camera. Well, who the prayer condemn saying on mean slapped? No. Dharamlall stood in the house to sell me and told a woman you need a dildo, that's what you want. Was he anyone them saying thing? No. These are things I said yesterday. Okay. So now Sharon Das told a woman she wants a dog to F her. And he said because she got him upset. She was provoking him. Okay. Ali couldn't condemn that either. Now Dharamlall is yet again accused of raping somebody. And he's still a minister in the PP administration. It tells me then, I will say today again live on this broadcast, from the conduct of the PPP membership, in reference to you all at the top, you condone this behavior. I am not going to say anything else until you act differently. Because I have got enough evidence to show that you failed to act. I don't want you to talk. You failed to act. In 1 hour, I'm going to stand. You all could block me. Bring the whole police force, do all you want. I'm standing because I pay your salary. Guyanese pay you. You don't pay us. We pay you. You are called public servants. You are called constitutional officers. You are public servants. You want to penalize me. Penalize Guyanese. You want to harass us because we're saying Dharamlall has to go. I'm telling you Dharamlall must go. This looks bad. This looks terrible on your part. And it doesn't seem as if you all know when to recover from foolishness. This looks ridiculous on your part. If you don't, I'm telling you. Every preacher in this city, every imam, every pandit who's quiet, you are equally guilty. You are guilty. Every member of society who can come out to stand and refuse to stand, you are guilty. You are encouraging this behavior. I have never seen a man face such serious accusations and said nothing. What does that tell you? This is abnormal for a minister in the government, as he's called. He's paid to be a minister. And such a serious accusation is leveled against him. And you can't talk yet? Why you can't hold a press conference? Let the media ask you questions. Some of y'all didn't get it. Don't ask me what I want. if the girl's parents, the girl said it didn't happen, I'm beyond the girl. Some of y'all didn't understand this yet. I'm beyond the girl because she's 16 years old and facing these intimidating creatures in this country with no conscience. You don't know what a 6-year-old would do. I am beyond that. And adults who have this girl's image posted all across social media, you're wrong. I am beyond that. But I am seeing something here. I have it on my phone. Or it's not on my phone, it's in the cloud. So if you want, don't get my phone, go to Apple or go to Zuckerberg and get information from him. There's something in the cloud that I saw where a child is signing and saying that her parents were present. Like y'all don't seem to know. At least has the law changed? Can a minor sign any legal document? Like a witness statement? Y'all need to help me, please. I need you to help me, please. Any attorney on this broadcast, or if you work with social services in those places, because things change in Ghana quickly. Ghana changes pretty fast for the wrong reason. Just help me to know. Can a child at 16 years old sign a witness statement? Even if you're in the presence of your mother and your father. You can't sign a marriage certificate. Your parents have to sign for you. You can't sign a birth certificate. If you're under 18, your parents have somebody that's signed for you. How can you tell me? You can't sign at the bank for yourself. Because my daughter had to be taken as a young child. And we had to do all the transactions for her. So can somebody please pull up this letter for me? If anyone here has a letter with the police, has somebody signing, see who signed it, please. And if it's the father, it has to be the father signing for the child. Not just the father signing. It has to be the adult signing for this child, in the presence of this child. I haven't heard from CARICOM. Has anybody heard from CARICOM yet? Y'all please check. Come out, I'll just wait. Leave the broadcast so if you have a Note 10 Plus or Note 20 or S20 and these things, zip out to the broadcast, split the screen, go to find where this letter is. I think Melly Mel has it on her page. See if it's the child signing, please. I don't have any other device with me to check. I'll wait. I haven't seen Mr. Lennox Schumann while I'll wait, issuing or conducting a press conference to say that this accusation that he warned somebody is untrue about Dharamlall. You see, a lot of names are involved in this situation here. Y'all don't think this is just going to be hidden. There are names associated with this letter. And we want those names to clear themselves. It's simple. Come forward and say I never did that. And I'm saying to y'all, even if this child or this accused person, whatever you want to call it, has been made to say something different, that person is destroyed. Because the person doesn't have justice anymore. The person has fear of repercussions from society. The person has fear of what people can do to them. Kemraj Shivbaran, who? Shivbaran, superintendent. You should please check to see whether the child has signed. I made a few to tell me, is there a signature there bearing this child's name? That's what I want to know. Come on, help me. I don't want to leave the broadcast to go and come back. Okay, so somebody says Kemraj Shev Baran. Kemraj Shev Baran signed the document. So the child has no signature there. Am I correct? Okay. So the child said, I believe in God. According to this that I'm saying, this person says, I believe in God, and I don't want to be in hell, some that effect, and I'll tell the truth. Okay. Who signed? Do you all see the tangled web that's being weaved here? No signature bearing the person's name is present. Or somebody says covered on Melly Mel's page. Okay. So if the case is that the child signed, and I'll try to get in contact with Mel to see what's happening. If a child signed this document, Child Care Protection Agency, you all need to come forward. Okay, so here Regina says, it was signed by me in the presence of my mother and my father. Do you see that? No. Let's see what it says here. It says, it was signed by me in the presence of my mother and my father. I'm asking you all a question here. Please tell me, legal minds, can a child who's not 18 years old, that's a child, sign any legal document of this nature because the mother and father watching? So somebody says, in the police matter, the parent has to be present in giving the statement. The child will sign, and the parents will also sign. As I'm asking you all here, where in the law can a child sign? And there's no adult. There's no adult signature that says we are present with this child and we agree to this statement. So a child decides to sign in Guyana. Is that how the thing goes now? A child can decide to sign in Guyana. That's how it goes. And the parents just watch. I need to be schooled here because I don't know the law. It's obvious I don't. So somebody knows law needs to tell me. Because there are a number of other things that are far less serious that my child can't sign for. So we have another statement. There are two with signatures on the document. One signing as the party to the statement and one attesting as a witness. Okay. So how are we protecting our children? If a child who is caught up in this melee here is being made to sign now, what if it's true? And just to get rid of all the junk on her back, she signs. Do you know something to her up here? What if it's untrue? And she still signs to say, well, okay then, this didn't happen. But what have you done to Dharamlall's character then? In reference to what is out there. So the person said, I didn't do it. It just brought to my attention somebody has something with my name attached to it, saying Dharamlall did all these things to me. So people in all of Guyana just went to find this one person. Of all the pageants, of all the little girls in the pageants, they found this one name and say, okay, let's work with this one name here. We pick out this name out of a hat and we're going to sign this person's name. And then we're going to have phone records to show. And we're going to have text messages and screenshots of the same to corroborate that there were conversations with people about the situation. Then Lord will say the girl spoke to him in person. Y'all don't seem to remember, and you don't, some of you may not see the correlation here, how things relate to each other. You don't seem to remember, during all the election fiasco at Ashman's building, you don't seem to remember that there are people who are prepared to break a whole door down to get to Claudette Singh. You don't seem to remember there are people who are standing there with police officers saying you can't come in, and the guy say, we see when you turn president, fire them. You don't seem to remember the nature of these people when they wanted power. You don't seem to remember who you're dealing with here. You don't seem to remember how they behaved to get power. Y'all remember? Do you remember their conduct? So in all of Guyana, with all of this oil money that we have, you could simply tell a child or have a child sit with their parents and say, listen, I lied. It wasn't, it didn't happen. I don't believe in lying. It wasn't me. Nothing happened. And I signed this here, put my signature. And then the superintendent signs. And that's it. No case, no charge. Dharamlall is free to walk the road because at the end of the day, the person said it didn't happen. In this country of ours, with so many intellectuals, with such a high level of scholastic achievements, we have doctors, masters, possessors of master's degrees and so on. Even Ali says a doctor, remember that? Even Ifat University give Ali doctorate. With all of these people we have in this country, we could just sit and say an investigation of this nature that involves a public figure like Dharamlall ends with somebody saying, I don't believe in lying. There's no adult signature to accompany it. There's no statement from the father as far as I'm really saying I was present, the mother saying I was present, and I corroborate and I agree with, and I am certainly in agreement with what my child has said, and I'm here signing on her behalf. None of that. Are you all going to accept that? Are you going to accept that? That's all I'm asking this afternoon. In 45 minutes, I'm going to be out there. I am asking a question. Please, Guyanese, tell me. Are you mothers and fathers going to accept that? I just want you to tell me that. You preachers who could see, you could see a shift in the atmosphere. You're prophets in Ghana. You could see a shift. You could see a financial breakthrough, prophet. You can't see this? Is there profit in the land? Can you see? Hold on. One of your prophets who could see so much, can you come forward and tell us what you see here? Listen. You see, any one of y'all who participate in this foolishness, the hand of justice, the hand of Yahweh is against you. I warned you. Be careful, I said. You woe unto you when you call good evil and evil good. Whoever is behind this, whoever is concocting this foolishness, the hand of Yahweh is against you. I said that the number of reports that I have about what are indigenous, as we call them, girls face at the hand of these men, they're too many. There are too many. And your derogatory way that you treat them, oh, just buck people, and you have no regard for these people, life and the law must deal with you. The record must show today that I stood. The record must show today that I stood. If I have to come back next week, Yahweh willing, to stand again, I shall. Because Dharamlall has to go. You can't tell me that anybody could have so many accusations against him and stand in the House of Assembly, talking about who want dildo and all the rest of it. This can't work. And what surrounds these accusations here, about people being paid and all the rest of it, makes it 10 times worse to me. Because I know people accept money after they got beat up by PPP elements. They took money and the case was settled. Is that your normal course of action? What about the young lady who was shot in her stomach by the Region 9 regional executive officer? Have you heard about that case? She was shot in her belly. Mr. Ali, Irfan Ali, you have no power. And that's the asininity with our list, leader of the list, garbage in this country. Garbage. Let me tell you something. Jagdeo is the head of the list for the PPP, not Irfan Ali. Irfan Ali is sitting as the commander-in-chief of the army. Irfan Ali is sitting as the highest ranked citizen in this country, Guyana. But Irfan Ali cannot get Dharamlall out of parliament. Do you all understand the quandary we face? Aubrey Norton is the highest ranked official in the opposition, and Aubrey Norton is there at the behest of David Granger. Aubrey is not the head of PNC or APNU list. Granger could take Norton out of parliament tomorrow. Do you see the foolishness with our constitution? But I'm not standing there because Ali must do it. I'm standing there because the State House is the highest in reference to residences, the highest ranked residents in the country. So I'm standing there in front of the State House to say to the first Vice President, to say to Ali, who's paid to be President, this is unacceptable. I'm registering my protest. I am standing to register, along with other guys who say they're coming. We're going to stand to register our concern because this wasn't handled right. Let the girl go to the police. Let the police ask her in the presence of her parents certain questions, and attorney should be present too. I tell you all that. Let the police ask her questions then. Let Dharamlall be arrested like any other Guyanese man and have to answer questions too. So you don't sign away your rights as a Guyanese. There's no law that says you can sign your right away as a Guyanese when it comes to these public figures. You all don't get confused. Dharamlall is held to a higher level of accountability than anybody else. So I don't care who signed. He is our servant, and we don't want him there anymore. Are you prepared to stand? Or are you scared of being victimized? So if you're scared of being victimized, you let the victim suffer? Is that how Guyana is going to go now? I just want to tell me how this thing is going to play out. Are you afraid to be victimized, hence you let victims suffer? Is that how this is going to go? And then if somebody rapes your child, you'll ask me to come to stand with you, right? Irfan Ali, somebody, according to your admission and your statements, reached out to you about being raped by Dharamlall. Let that settle. You failed to activate the course of law that corresponds with such a report. I just want us to be clear as to what my issue is. Somebody, I don't care who it is, even if it's a fake person, reached out to you, and for some reason that person was sought out by one who represents your administration. You failed to act and allow the course of law or justice that is applicable in this case to be effected. And I have an issue with that. Somebody reached out to you. All of y'all who's scared of being victimized, just remember that you're already victims. Because people could rape you, they could rape your child, and you're scared. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be victimized further, so you just live a life of victim as Guyanese. That's why it's expect your country to be better, where you are afraid of everything. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Isn't that what your church people say? Yahweh is with me. Whom shall I fear? Yahweh is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? 1,000 may fall at my side, and 10,000 at my right hand, it shall not come near me. Don't y'all say that in church? But you're just scared to come and stand in front of Ali house, a Muslim house, where he doesn't even know it. If, and I use the operative term here, if this is true, that this man did this to this girl, and you allow this to just go by, you are giving strength to a sexual predator. Ask them in Assemblies of God, but the pastor's son. The father cover and cover and cover, and he rape and rape and rape. This is normal until it gets extreme. And then when it gets extreme, the father who deals with these people, we always say the man is wrong, he should have gone to the police. So the man should go to the police, but Ali shouldn't take the girl to the police. Or call the police to deal with this child. Anil Nandalal, when the lawyer was arrested or detained, remember the case when she told her client not to say anything, and whoever said arrest the woman? Nandalal said that he acted in his capacity as an advisor to the police force to say let the woman go. Did he act in any capacity here? I haven't heard his name being called, and he's the Attorney General, paid to be. So I don't know if he's unaware of the situation. Maybe you don't know, Anil. I can't blame you because maybe you don't know. But if you know, I want you to tell us if this is how things are supposed to go in this country, where somebody could report being harassed or assaulted sexually, and somebody could say, we come to help you, we come to talk to you. Is that how the law is supposed to work? Look at how many other young ladies are coming forward with, I'm seeing statements on Facebook, I don't know if they're true, I'm saying, but they're still there. People saying, you raped me too. You raped me. Don't think you get off, you raped me. And one of them was using some of the most explicit language. She was mad. And so you raped me. And the same person is and that man remains a minister. You all have failed this child. In 35 minutes, you will see me live again, Yahweh willing. If the police decide to put barricades, I'll show you what they're doing. But I have a right to stand on Main Street as a Guyanese man. I am not going there to disturb the peace. I'm not going there to hurl anything at Irfan Ali. I'm going there to stand symbolically in a white t-shirt to defend the innocence of our children, including the 20 girls whose innocence, whose rights have been raped from them as Guyanese. Who were the 19 girls who were burnt alive and a little boy, you all raped them of the right to be Guyanese citizens because they did. They burnt alive. And interestingly, I told you all, Dharamlall's ministry is responsible for regional development. So they had to be responsible for what happens at the dorm. I stand because Robeson Ben has said nothing that I'm aware of. He's acted on nothing that I'm aware of. I'm standing today. In 35 minutes, I'll be streaming live again, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye. Share the broadcast so people know that we'll be out there shortly. Drive and come your way. Whatever you have to do, we are standing peacefully. Anybody who disrupts the peace, I'll call the police on y'all. So I don't play with that. Anyone who comes to be thuggish, you shall be dealt with. Because I don't play that game. Real talk.